I don't even know why I'm making this fucking video, man. I am sick as a dog right now. But I guess there's something about just sitting in your room all day, playing fucking PS4, watching YouTube. It's just, I need to do something I just need to do something, alright? I don't even know if I'm gonna fucking upload this. But I'm sitting here, and I'm looking back through a lot of my videos, and I'm looking through other videos on YouTube and shit. And, I just want to talk about something that's just, something I should have... I think I've mentioned this in a live stream before. I might have. I don't know. But anyway, fuck, I gotta get to the point. Alright. This is about YouTube. About my job as a YouTuber. The kind of YouTuber I want to be. And the kind of YouTuber I don't want to be. If that makes sense. Okay? And part of this will only really make sense if you're a content producer on this site, because you'll kind of understand where I'm coming from, okay? But the first thing I guess I should say is that when I was growing up, my parents always told me, in fact, a lot of people's parents always tell you this, as words of wisdom about life, about growing up and going to school and getting a job and getting a degree. They always tell you one thing, and that's like, you gotta work hard. Okay, you gotta work really hard for what you want, because if you work really hard, then it'll pay off someday. My parents would always tell me, like, Matthew, you gotta grow up, and you gotta go to college, and you gotta work hard and get your degree. Because all those people, all those slackers that are just laying around in their fucking parents' basements and playing video games all day, they're not going anywhere in life. And if you work hard, you are gonna make something of yourself. Okay. Well, with the advent of YouTube, you can take that fucking logic and you can throw it out the fucking window, and you can douse it in gasoline, and you can light it on fire, because YouTube is the fucking negative zone, nexus of space-time, opposite land, where things do not make sense. Okay? This is a website where you can literally make thousands of dollars every month sitting on your ass playing video games. Okay? So that's one thing I just have to address for you guys, for anyone out there that doesn't upload content to this site, just to grasp it. That's how it goes. Alright? And a lot of times, even the people that put effort into their videos, they don't get necessarily rewarded for that. There are plenty of channels on this website that I'm sure you know that have millions upon millions of subscribers that are in the upper tier of YouTube that do not deserve the level of fame and the amount of money they get. Come on, you know a few. I mean, I'm subscribed to a few people that do deserve it. And I'm not throwing out any names in this video. I'm not using a single goddamn name because I'm not starting shit. But there's plenty of people I'm subscribed to that have over 1 million subscribers, and I'm thinking, you know what, guys? You deserve that. You deserve that for the shit that you do, because this is well-researched, well-done shit. The stuff I love on YouTube, my favorite genre on YouTube, if YouTube could be broken up into genres or, I guess, communities, animation. I have nothing but the utmost respect for people that do animation on YouTube. A lot of them do it by themselves, or maybe have, like, one other person helping them. And I understand how difficult that shit is. So, if you're an animator and you have fucking hundreds of thousands of subs, or over 1 million subs, or honestly you should have over 10 million fucking subs, good on you. Because that shit isn't fucking easy. Okay? But, conversely to that, I think we're also aware, maybe, that this is something that's more limited to each of us, but come on, we all know about at least one channel that has little notoriety, no one talks about, has little to nothing in terms of subscribers or views, but makes content that's pretty fucking solid. Okay, and we like to think to ourselves, like, if you just keep working at it, man, if you just keep doing it, eventually it'll pay off. That's not how it works on this site. It is not how it works on this site at all. I think one part of it is an oversaturation of content. Like, I think I read somewhere once there's like 300 or 400 hours of video is uploaded to this fucking site every day. And a lot of times it's just fucking luck. You know, if your video ends up being, you know, you get a viral hit, that's one thing. Or if your video ends up getting noticed by somebody that's in the upper echelon. Like if somebody in the upper echelon, in the higher tier of YouTube, stumbles across a video made by some nobody and really likes it, then you're good. You got fucking lucky, because that person's gonna share it. Like, hey man, check out all these videos. Check out this channel. This channel has like 2,000 subs, makes pretty solid content. And this guy has, you know, a lot of content. So a lot of it's luck. All right, I think we should just admit that right now. All right, now I understand that there's work that goes into this. I work my ass off going into this too, but it's not the same as in the real world, where if you work really hard, you might, like if you're in an office building and you work really hard in the office building, you might, it's like, all right, well, you become the floor manager, and then you become the vice president, and eventually the president. You know, it doesn't work like that. There's a shit ton. In fact, I would go so far to say at least it's a 50-50 shot that luck is involved here. All right? It depends on when you started. It depends on when your content is being produced, how often you produce content, what your content's about, if it goes viral, who sees it. It's a crapshoot a lot of times, all right? So one aspect about this, though, that I'm sure a lot of people that create content on YouTube are aware of, is the power of a thumbnail and the power of a title, okay? Because like I said, with the oversaturation of content on the site, those things mean a lot. If you have a nice-looking thumbnail and a nice-looking video title that draws people in, that's clickbaity, people click on it, and they watch your video, and it counts as a view, then it's going to go up. Your subs are going to go up. Your views are going to go up, probably. This isn't a guarantee. None of this shit's a science. None of this shit's a science. But it makes things easier. Yeah. It makes things easier. You know? So I'll see videos that have, like, millions of views, that have clickbaity titles, clickbaity thumbnails. And I think to myself for a second, you know what? If I made content like that, because I could do that shit, no problem. I can make a good-looking thumbnail that's clickbaity as shit. I have Photoshop. I'm pretty savvy with that stuff. I could think of a pretty damn alluring title to draw people in, make the video seem way more interesting than it really is. I could do that. And so I sit there for a second. I'm thinking, you know, if I did that, if I started doing that, I could get more views. And if I did that, though, now, I would be sacrificing a lot of my likability on YouTube. If I started it back when I started, maybe, I don't know, it would have just been, people would have been just saying, oh, that's just part of the Tekking101 style, you know? I don't know. And then I came to the realization that there's a difference between popularity and likability. Sorry. Popularity and likability, all right? Popularity is just straight up numbers, all right? How many subscribers you have, how many likes you have, how many views you have. Probably not even likes. Let's just disregard likes. Subs and views. Now, in terms of making money on this site, what really matters at the end of the day are views. You don't get money because, I mean, yeah, indirectly, because the more subs you have, the more views you would get in theory. Not always, but in theory. But when it comes down to how much your paycheck's going to be, it comes down to view numbers. That's what really matters. And there are plenty of YouTubers that have sort of made, you know, the Faustian contract, the deal that it's just like, I don't give a shit how I'm viewed. I don't give a shit if people like me. I do give a shit how many views I get, and I will do whatever means to an end I have to do in order to get that. I'll title my video clickbaity shit. I'll put a thumbnail that's clickbaity as shit with that goddamn circle and arrow thing that I hate. And it'll generate views. People might not like me because of it, but it'll generate views. And I get paid. And you know what? They win at the end of the day. It's this, like I said, it's this topsy-turvy world where you can be like, well, that's not fair. They're exploiting it. I'm like, yeah, but they still win. Because they still get paid lots of money. So you can get mad at them, but at the end of the day, it's really just they don't give a fuck. Why would they? Why would they give a fuck? And by the way, You might be thinking I'm mentioning or referring to one specific YouTuber. I have about 12 different YouTubers going around in my mind right now that do this, and there's a lot more, right? There's a lot more. So, the kind of YouTuber I want to be, I don't want to be that. I don't want to be that. I don't want to be the kind of guy that's like, I don't give a shit how people view me. I don't give a shit about that. If I can make a video with a clickbaity thumbnail and a clickbaity title that gets a lot of views and I get a big-ass paycheck, that's all that matters to me. I mean, part of the reason why I do this is money. Like, like 3 reasons I'm doing YouTube. Money, because money is important, you know, but other reasons because I like to be my own boss with this. I don't like the idea that I have someone breathing down my neck telling me what I can or can't do. As long as it adheres to the YouTube terms of service, I can make whatever fucking video I want. If I wake up and want to do a fucking video on Dragon Ball Super, One Punch Man, DBZ, fucking One Piece, Dragon Ball Super, One Punch Man, whatever I want, I can do a video about. I was thinking about making a fucking Walking Dead video today. I was watching a lot of The Walking Dead while I was sick today. I was like, man, I want to do a fucking analysis of Negan's character from The Walking Dead. You know, even though that's not the kind of stuff I normally make on this channel, I'm my own boss. I can do whatever the fuck I want with this channel. You know? So that's one of the reasons. And the third reason is, and this is probably the reason that's sort of not working well with the, the clickbaity shit, or the reason why I don't go over my head and do that, is because I like to talk to my fans, and I like interacting with my fans, and I like putting out a video and seeing what people think about it and shit. In other words, I care about my likability factor. I care about that. Okay? So, that's part of the reason, you know? Because, like today, one of the things I was doing was, I need to think of a good video, man. I need to think of a good video that's going to get a fucking shit ton of views in a short amount of time, that's going to get a lot, that's not clickbait. That's the juggling act I have to deal with. Because if there's varieties of clickbait I don't like, it's the kind of clickbait that just straight up types, the title is presents it as fact when it isn't. Something in a series that happened that really didn't happen, you know? I guess I gotta give an example. You know, I don't even know if anyone's made a video about this, but I guess I gotta give an example. But if someone just titled a video, Super Saiyan Purple Revealed, you know, even though and then they have a photoshopped image of Goku with purple hair, you know, even though that's not been revealed in the series at all. If someone just made if I made a video like that, if I made a video titled Super Saiyan Purple Revealed, exclamation point, exclamation point, exclamation point, Photoshop that image of Goku, would that not get views? It would. It would. And then a lot of people would be like, fuck you, Tekking. But I would be like, well, I got views, so I got money. You know? And it might be easier if I did that. Might pay for more shit. I might have an easier lifestyle. But I just can't bring myself to do it. You know, even when I'm making videos, even when I'm titling stuff like reviews and discussion videos, I am always uber fucking super conscious about how I title things. Like, what was the one recently that I had to do? You know, what was... Hold on, just give me a second here. I'm going to go back to my backlog of videos here. There was one video I had to do recently. There was the Master Roshi video I did. And, no, it was the Grand Priest video. It was the Angel video, right? So I had this theory, and I still have it, you know, that the Grand Priest in Dragon Ball Super, you know, he's an evil fuck. At least to me, I view he's an evil fuck. So I wanted to make a discussion video about that. But when I was making that discussion video, all these thoughts and ideas came into my head when it came to the thumbnail, like, ooh, what if I take an image of the Grand Priest and I photoshopped him to have like a really devious smirk and I made his eyes red? Yeah, that would be a really fucking cool thumbnail, and I could do that easy. But I'm like, no, Matt, we can't do that because we don't know he's evil yet, and that's leading people to think he is. And then even when titling the video, I was like, you know, I could easily title this video, all capital letters, Grand Priest is evil, you know, discussion or something. And I'm like, no, Matt, we can't do that because we don't know. So I ended up titling the video, Is the Grand Priest good or evil? Question mark. Angels and Dragon Ball discussion. And that video has 57,000 views, which I'm proud of. But I feel like if I went with my initial thought in my head, if I did the thumbnail with the Photoshop smirk and the red eyes, and he takes up the whole screen like I'm an evil fuck. I'm gonna break into your house. I'm gonna rape your fucking dog. You know, and then I added the title, like, Grand Priest revealed as evil. Grand Priest evil. You know? I feel like if I did do that, that video would have easily over 100k views. And I would have more money in my pocket. And I sabotaged myself for not doing that. But I'm like, no. I can't do, I can't see myself doing it now. And I just really fucking hope that that does not change. I mean, I don't think it will. I've been on YouTube for 7 fucking years now. And hey, maybe that's another reason. Maybe if I would have implemented this kind of stuff earlier on, maybe I would have had more views. Maybe I would have, maybe I would have 500, 600k subscribers by now if I implemented this stuff back in, 2011. And like I said, it's not a guarantee. Okay, I'm not saying that anybody, all I have to do is resort to clickbaity shit and I'll have over 1 million subs in no time. It's not a science. If it was that easy, then everybody would be doing it. It's not a science. But it does improve your chances. There's certain things you can do to improve your chances here. And I'm not even saying that everybody that resorts to clickbaity shit, as I've described in this video, is a bad YouTuber. I'm just saying that that's not the kind of guy I want to be. And I hope that is never going to be the kind of guy I hope I ever be. I hope it's never at some point, I'm down on my luck as a YouTuber, no one's watching me anymore. The sub count ain't going up as fast as it used to be. I'm going up 200, 300, 400 subs right now a day. 400 subs probably on a good day. At least maybe 150, 200 on a slow day. You know, we get to the point where I'm only going up 2 or 3 a day. No one's watching my vids anymore. No one really is interested in old Tekking anymore. And I'm sitting there and I'm like, God damn. Bank account's looking a little dried up, Tekking. Looks like you're going to have to figure out some way to be relevant. Well, I guess it's time for me to make that deal. Alright, clickbait shit out the ass. Hope we never get to that point. Which is probably the reason why I'm going to get a fucking bachelor's degree and hoping I get a real job, and plan is to save up a good chunk of money. Maybe get a Roth IRA or something going on. I don't know. What do you guys think about it? I've rambled on long enough. I don't even know what the fucking point of this shit was. Probably just my fever-addled fucking thoughts on the subject. But, yeah. Just a little bit of introspection on the situation here. But at the end of the day, I make the kind of videos I want to make. I try to be as straightforward with you guys as possible. And I'm not saying that none of my videos are clickbait. I'm sure I made over 1,200 fucking videos. You can go back and look and see that probably a few of them are clickbait by the standards I've just laid out. But I try to minimize that as much as possible. I try not to listen to the voices in my head. But does it really matter? Does it matter? Should it matter? Should clickbait really be this thing that's don't worry about it. Don't worry. It's just, it's no rules. It's fucking YouTube. There's no rule against clickbait. Do what you gotta do. Maybe it's just my fucking conscience that's you can't, Jiminy Cricket on my fucking shoulder. You can't be doing that. Oh my god, Jiminy Cricket was such an awesome character. You remember Jiminy Cricket? I love that little guy. He was awesome. He got Top Hat. I need to play Kingdom Hearts again. When's that coming out for PS4? Maybe I'll do that next. Okay, this is starting to get into a tangent. But anyway, yeah, just do whatever you want to do at the end of the day. I don't even know where this is going. Have a great whatever. I'm going to go lie down. Bye.